Sage, could I ask you to repeat one word there? The first word of the third line. Could you just repeat that again? Can you just repeat that again for me, please?
Did I? I don't think I said it right.
Well, can you just say what you said? I'm going to say it the way I've heard it be said, and then maybe we can figure it out. We have people of great...
Did I say Labubu?
Yeah. I think it's a Labubu.
I know where to go for help. You guys did good. I've gone to my wife who knows what this is. Okay, babe, can you guys hear? Tell everybody what a Labubu is.
Labubu.
Labubu. Labubu?
Labubu.
What the hell is it?
Labubu.
Do you own a Labubu, honey?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Well, thank you so
much.
much.
And South Park insisted that the Labubus were some sort of you had some sort of devil worship associated with them.
Oh God! Thank God we don't own a Labubu.
It's basically become the modern Cabbage Patch Kid,
or a doll Pokemon kind of thing. It's like.
And welcome to the special holiday edition of Actual Friends with my actual friends from across the country. Dr. Drew Pinsky, Jillian Michaels, Dave Rubin, and I am Sage Steele. And hi, I think we all followed directions and showed up in holiday gear, yes?
Yeah. I don't even think I look good in this shirt, but it's the closest thing I had. My wife's like, are you going to wear that? I'm like, I think I have to. I didn't have time to get one of those bad sweaters. So kind of have like a bad Banana Republic shirt. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but sorry.
Sage is definitely signaling Christmas, though. Sage says Christmas.
I mean, Dave looks like he's unbuttoning his shirt here.
I was buttoning up a little more so you'd see a little more shirt, but this is basic. Well, I've got some Christmassy colors here, and this is mostly, if you wanted to know what Dave Rubin looked like in college at SUNY Binghamton in the late 90s in New York, this was it. This is all. I just wore a flannel shirt, white T-shirt, 4 straight years. That was it.
You know what? I did that too.
Absolutely. Drew, what are you wearing?
You were, although you were there a little before me, but you were in that area too.
Yeah. It's sort of a velvet coat. It's the most festive thing I own.
Yeah, it's sleek. I like it a lot. I would be drinking if Dave had sent me a bottle of his tequila. But
who's in charge of sending big celebrities the tequila?
I'm confused.
All right. I don't know who's in charge of that. Oh, look, there you go.
Look at that.
Oh my God, now I'm pissed.
Yeah, Jillian showing up to the Rubin Report holiday party has its benefits.
Okay.
I know. I want you to know, Jillian, that your wife said, "Are you wearing that?" My daughter, the 19-year-old's here, and she's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, babe." Absolutely serious. You know I'm an idiot. You've known this from day one. Why are you surprised? And I follow orders when it comes to holiday stuff.
A heart attack. Hell yeah.
And plus, you have to balance it out because this doesn't look like Christmas behind me. I
know.
Kind of a nice little balance. So listen, I'm super excited about this show because unlike last week's show where it was very serious topics and kind of depressing, we are going to close out the year 2025 on a high note and reflect. Is that a fair way to encompass what this is about to be?
Yes.
100%. Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. So we're each going to have our turn as usual, but it's going to be super fun this time. I am going to kick us off with a little bit of a poem. And no, I did not write it. I can't take credit for that. It's really good, so you'll know for sure that I did not write it. But are we ready for the 2025 pop culture recap poem? Pop culture.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 100%. Listen up. I'm going to need your genuine reaction afterwards. Here we go. They said TikTok would be banned one day. January came. It stayed anyway. Labubu dolls with teeth and glare sold out fast and everywhere. Celebrities flew to space for fun. Came back memes when the trip was done. Sydney Sweeney sold blue jeans. Turned one ad into cultural scenes. Taylor Swift got engaged at last. A headline that traveled lightning fast. Jimmy Kimmel left the screen. Came back quick. The gap unseen. That was the year, strange but true, a full rewind of 2025 just for you.
Who wrote that? It's pretty good.
That was incredible. Whoever wrote that deserves a Pulitzer.
A bottle of Dave's tequila, I think. That's what
It is kind of true, though, when you think about, just those examples there, right? And I had forgotten about those idiots going into space. Like, how did we allow Sorry, I'm sure they're nice humans. I mean, some of them. Like, what was that? Yes, Taylor Swift about broke the internet when she got engaged to Travis Kelce, and I think that the wedding has been set at her home in New England, and yeah. And what else? I mean, it from the musical side, from the political side, we saw a lot of that. Jimmy Kimmel, that was kind of gross, and he just came back as if nothing ever happened. I don't know that we'll ever fully be able to encompass what this year was, obviously for some really sad reasons too, but there was a lot.
Did you see Rachel's text? Chat GPT wrote that post. Wrote that.
Oh,
really?
I think that's hysterical.
God,
that makes,
of course.
that work. That sounds like 2025.
It sure does. ChatGPT also wrote like the #1 country song, "Breaking Rust." It's like "Walk My Walk." Have you heard it? It's terrifyingly good. There's a few like AI, this you'd expect, but it's pretty staggering. Anyway, I went off piste. Forgive me. That was very
Sage.
very well done, Sage.
Well, Sage, could I ask you to repeat one word there? The first word of the third line. Could you just repeat that again? Can you just repeat that again for me, please?
Did I? I don't think I said it right.
Well, can you just say what you said? I'm going to say it the way I've heard it be said, and then maybe we can figure it out. We have people of great.
Did I say Labubu?
Yeah. I think it's a Labubu.
I know where to go for help. Hold on.
I think it's a Labubu. You know about these Labubus?
It is a
Do you guys know about
Labubu.
this? Yeah.
I only know about it. Anything obscure cultural I know about because of South Park.
Oh, they had Labubus on South Park?
Yeah, the guy, the gentleman that owns the sushi, what is it, a wok or whatever in the Shitipa town. He's now turned it into a Japanese like tchotchke store.
You guys did good. I've gone to my wife who knows what this is. Okay, babe, can you guys hear? Tell everybody what a Labubu is.
Labubu.
Labubu. Labubu?
Labubu.
What the hell is it?
Labubu.
Baby, what is that?
Well, hold on. Does no one know what it is?
Drew kind of knows what it is.
Well, I know what it is. I've seen a Labubu. My niece has a Labubu.
It's a toy character that they sell out of Pop Mart, but it's become this insane, almost like super cliche. Everyone puts them on their bags, and they have. I mean, this is like $1 billion business that got made out of these characters.
Do you own a Labubu, honey?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Well, thank you so
South
much.
Park insisted that the Labubus were some sort of you had some sort of devil worship associated with them.
Oh, God. Thank God we don't own a Labubu. Oh, my gosh. All right. Definitely not going in the kids' stockings.
Mm-hmm.
The Labubu, my 10-year-old niece, I went over to my sister's and she was talking about the Labubu, and she has one Labubu because they can be insanely expensive. And yeah, they put them on their bags and I guess on their jeans and whatever. But a little doll like this, that when we were kids, it would have been a $3 doll. But what it is like when I was, I don't know, 6th, 7th grade, or maybe it was 5th grade, everyone wanted Cabbage Patch Kids. You guys remember when that went absolutely insane and mothers were beating the crap out of each other at malls so that the kids could get a Cabbage Patch Kid? That at least was a doll. I must have been younger than that, maybe 2nd grade. I don't even remember. But it's basically become the modern Cabbage Patch Kid.
Or a doll Pokemon kind of thing. It's a collectible.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only thing I will say to this is 6, 7.
Oh,
I like it. Oh, snap, Dr. Drew. Wow. Are we moving on from Labubus to predictions? I want to know how long we're going to linger on this.
The fact that the only thing Rubin pointed out about that great read was my mistake.
But looking in the monitor at this shirt makes me want to go change. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this in that. Like,
if I'm wearing this, you're staying in that.
Did we all, let's ask this, did we all have a good 2025? It was a weird year, I got to admit. It's a very, very strange year. But was it a good year? It's hard to tell, right?
Well, it depends if you're asking like state of the world or personally or whatever. Like personally, this was a great year for me. Like the kids at this age going from 2 to 3 is such an incredible age as the words start bursting and the sense of humor and all that kind of stuff. And just, that I can show them my toys from when I was a kid now and they're into it. And like all that stuff's great. So I always tell people like what goes on here in my little castle is amazing. The state of the world, I've never been more concerned about. So that's one thing I'm always grappling with. It's why I like doing this with you guys, because it's like we talk about heavy stuff, all of us in our own little avenues when we're doing our other gigs. And then we get to come here and kind of like hash out some other things together. So I would also say that at 49 years old, the years are going by way quicker. Like it feels like it was New Year's 3 weeks ago. Like it's just, and then obviously there were just crazy things that happened this year between, obviously Charlie being killed was the main one, but it's just, it was a weird year. And I would say in terms of Western civilization, it's ending particularly weirdly. But my little fiefdom over here is pretty good. What about you, Drew?
Hey, we're good. I have a granddaughter now. I've got a grandson coming, and that's when you can engage with the next generation, it really makes everything meaningful. Frankly, it's nothing more important than that. And then, I have the same experience, which is I sort of see the whole world now as pre-COVID and post-COVID. And as we move away from COVID, I feel like we're coming back to reality. Like reality is reasserting itself, but boy, it's doing it in a very strange, herky jerky kind of way. And I look forward to us all being back in reality. That would be nice.
I know Sage Steele had a great year.
I did. I didn't think I'd be. I mean, a year ago, I had just met my current husband. So there you go. Like, let's just go. What the hell? It sounds, you guys know me well enough. Oh, hi.
Great.
We had a fun wedding, did we not?
Your other Dave.
In my other day, there's a lot of days in my life. Obviously that was such a blessing, and to be able to have an opportunity to start over again at 50. I'm now 53, so I got married at 52. And with my kids there, it's not, with divorce, it's not, there's so much bad. And then you see this one silver lining, one of, I guess, many, where it's like, gosh, my kids were old enough not just to be there, to witness this second chance and to hear the vows and to see the love and the transformation, the evolution. They felt it. And hopefully they take this forward into their lives with their decisions with partners in the future, So like that was beautiful. The health of my parents, which has been a tough year with that, tough ending to the year with that. But they got to be there to witness it. So I'm just so grateful for so much. And I think back to how the year began with the inauguration. I mean, it was freaking cold as you know what, but like I remember just being in awe, being there, and like, look at what we did just by having conversations and talking and communicating and evolving with our opinions, which we'll talk about later on this show. But like, to think about how much our world has changed since January 20th. Thank God, with a lot of work to be done, but I cannot imagine what 2025 would have been like had the other person on the ticket won.
Yeah.
I would just simply echo what Dave said. Like, I love my family. I adore my kids. A little overwhelmed with the state of the world, but I am, gosh, guys, every interview is like stepping into the octagon every time. And like, I don't even do anything and I go viral. I literally do nothing. It's like, and it's been just a weird year in that way. But having said that, I'm exceptionally grateful for the time. It's like the only time where you don't even have to, I don't even do my homework because I know that if I make a mistake, I'm amongst friends who will gently correct me or educate me. And it's just the ultimate safe space. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful, as mentioned, for my wife, my family, my brother, my children. So,
Jillian,
you can't ask for more.
Can I just say, like, I hope you take this the right way. Like when we met about a year and a half ago in Los Angeles, when you did my show, I had just started off. And I don't know, you've just put yourself out there so much and taken a beating in some crazy ways, but you've stood up for yourself and you've stood by the why behind your thought processes and your decisions. And I've I guess, probably been on the right longer than you. And not that you are the right. I'm just saying, with certain opinions, I just want you to know that, like, there's, for as much hate as you get for going into the octagon and for going on Piers Morgan, all of us, and same with you, Drew. Like, I don't know. I'm just so proud of you, and I hope you take that the right way, not like in a motherly way. But it's
Oh my
really
gosh, Mama.
hard. And I think the key is when you are just true to yourselves with whatever that is, even if we don't agree on something on this show, like, you're true to yourself, it ends up being easier. But you're such an example, and there's so much more good when you speak the truth. There's so many more good people who agree with you, actually, than the opposite. They're just the sane ones who stay quiet. You know what I mean? And I'm just really proud. Like, the change that you have made in the last year alone is incredible.
Well, first of all, that means the world to me. And, if I could also, Sage, and again, I hope this comes out the right way. There have been moments where I get a little bit alarmed at some of the more kind of alt-right positions. And I'm like, oh man, this is getting a little scary.
Yeah.
Maybe like being gay. I'm like, and I would never, like, I'm not trying to play victim, but it's becoming really unpopular. Like, a lot of the progress that we made with, like, listen, you can have your marriage, I don't want to trans kids. I feel like we're really backsliding there. And I'm getting a little scared. And, my wife goes, God bless Sage. She doesn't give a shit. She shows up with you and Dave, and she doesn't care. And it's like, and dude, like, you just don't, like, if it's trendy suddenly on one side or another to go after gays or go after Jews or you don't subscribe to any of that shit. And I cannot tell you how much that means to me and how brave you would have to be as a religious conservative when everybody, anyway, I without saying more and digging a deep hole. And I hate to kind of bemoan that point, but I have been feeling like a little bit freaked out. And I'm so grateful for your friendship. That's all I'm going to say.
I love you. I love all of you guys for that. And because this is what I always say to people who question me, or when my kids are like, oh my gosh, what about this? And Drew, I think we talked specifically about this last week, right? Every single opinion is based on someone else's experience. And, like, when we shut people down, like, you don't know what I've been through. I mean, the whole race thing and Dave, you and I have talked about this at length. And to be
and hair thing.
The what?
The hair
thing.
Oh, hair. To be a Black conservative, I mean, sometimes you question yourself, and you're like, oh my gosh, am I a sellout? All the things that these people say I am, and, like, we're human. We might be strong, whatever, but I'm still really weak. I still get my feelings freaking hurt all the time.
Yeah.
But it's not like then it becomes a competitive thing. I go into sports mode again. And it's like, okay, so I'm going to let that person or that group of people change me and affect me and silence me. Well, then that's not it. That's on me. It's just taken me a lot longer to get there than I would have liked at this age. And, that's the beauty of being canceled a few times. There's a lot of silver linings in surviving cancellation.
But that's also why I love doing this show with you every week, and why I said the alt title of the show could be Creator Therapy, because it's like we come here and then we do this, and it's sort of an easy lift with literal actual friends, and then it, like, helps me think things through for the rest of the week, because we all know we don't have to drop names at the moment. We've all watched some people in our circles go kind of crazy this year, and you get disappointed by people and all of that. And, when I look at the three of you now, it's like, man, Drew, literally the first TV show I ever did was Dr. Drew's show in LA. We had never met before we did that TV show. That's over 10 years ago now. Sage, when you walked into my studio less than 2 years ago, we had never met. We had maybe texted before, maybe spoken on the phone. I'm not even sure. But I remember you were standing right there. You turned around, and the second we looked at each other, I was like, this is like my long lost sister.
I know.
We ended up spending all day together. I had a dinner in Palm Beach. You drove me like 4 hours while talking to your kids the whole time. And then Jillian, it's like you just got somehow flung into this world in this, like, white hot crazy thing that is the MAGA Maha thing. And, you and I text all the time, like as we're going through the fights and everything else. And usually what I'm saying to you is something to the effect of, I've been through all of this and just keep going and you're going to be fine. And you are, you really wear your emotions on your sleeve. You have a very thin force field around a lot of it. I think
Some
that's
of
the
it just
beauty about
scares
you, but
me,
it also
Dave.
makes it tough.
It scares me, some of it. Some of it scares me. And, the rhetoric on both sides it's scary. You've got 20% of these young kids on the left that think political violence is justified. You've got, the very alt-right. I hate to even include the word right in there, but I don't know how else to describe it. Of all of a sudden you're starting to see this rise of identitarianism and homophobia and antisemitism. And, we all know who I'm referring to. And I'm like, can we please, you're seeing the fringe overgrow, and I watched it take over the left, and I'm just praying to God, and I don't think it will, but that's all. It's scary. I'm like, I can't believe these things are mainstream. I can't believe it, actually.
Well, it doesn't, but you know what? It doesn't necessarily mean they're mainstream. One of the things that Jordan Peterson talked about for a long time is that the architecture of the internet sort of means that everything that is fringe will get pulled to the center, right? Because everything that's fringe becomes viral because it's crazy, it's out there and whatever. So what we've ended up doing basically is we have like a black hole that's sucking in all of the stars constantly. And what we have to worry about is what happens when every fringe idea is centralized or just stuffed together, then what do we have? But again, that's why I love doing this with you guys, because that all it's all nuts out there. But, it's not like we're nobodies. Like, we all have audiences. We all are speaking to people, and our people are speaking to people, and it's a long game,
You're right, D. 100%, and you always make me feel better. I'm like, I'm going to give Dave Rubin. I always give Drew a panic attack. Every time he talks to me alone, he's like, my blood pressure. I do the same to you, and you hold steady. But privately, I'm just like, have you seen this? This is crazy. And you calm me down. And I'm exceptionally
Well, the funny thing with you, Jillian, is
grateful.
usually when you're calling me in a meltdown mode, it's because someone that I either used to work with or knew is saying something horrible about you. And I'm like, yeah, I've been through that. Yeah, I did that one. I did that one. I did,
Yeah. Okay. We won't bemoan this further. Should we get into some rapid fire? Ultimately, the bottom line on this one is we all appreciate the hell out of each other, and everybody watching who's of like mind, we're grateful for you. Should I get into predictions, team?
I'm going to do a quick ad read.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad, Sage.
Really quick, but I feel like you guys, no one went along. I think I'm done. Did it serve its purpose?
I can't get out of the shirt. You have to stick.
She has no blood rushing to the back of her head. That can't be good. All right.
All right, here we go. Positive stuff. What are we quietly optimistic about in the new year?
I'll go first. I got one, which is against all conventional wisdom. I think the midterms are going to be just fine for the Republicans. I think they're so far away. I just sat down yesterday I was in DC. I did 12 interviews with senators and Congress people. Wow. Only one Democrat will talk to me, Ro Khanna. It was the other 11 were all Republicans. But everyone said the exact same thing, which is that the big, beautiful bill, which has all sorts of tax cuts, deregulation stuff, other things that are going to help the economy, none of it's kicked in yet. It all kicks in this year. So I think if that happens, I think if Trump can move a little Russia-Ukraine towards peace, I think, clearly the Middle East stuff is calming down. I think there will be a shift, and if they can message it properly and show that what we're really up against for all the little fights on the right is a completely bananas Marxist, communist, jihadist left. I know it's completely against conventional wisdom, but that's what I'm going into the new year with. I like how all of your heads went on a swivel on that one.
I'm kind of positive on the world. I think when you look at history, whenever there are great risk, there is great reward. And in times of real unsettling processes in the world, that's how you get through things, and that's how you get to a better place. And God knows we're going through something right now, and I'm optimistic about it. There's great risk. That doesn't mean it has to turn out okay, but I am optimistic.
I'm still blown away by Rubin, and I'm a glass half full person here. I guess so. What am I optimistic about? Um, I am optimistic that the Trump administration is going to no longer do any print interviews with anyone ever again. I'm optimistic that they have learned their lesson. Vanity Fair, screw off. Susie Wiles is one of my heroes. And I think that they have learned their lesson finally. That's really a bad thing to be optimistic about.
Nice. Okay, I'll toss one in quick. I'm very optimistic that parenting teenagers has been awesome so far. Can't believe it. I heard it was going to be awful, but it's been great. So hopefully, here's to another year of awesomeness.
You do know they'll keep growing this year.
I know.
Yeah.
They're okay. So
You'll hit it. Don't worry. It'll come.
13 and a half and 15 and a half. But so far, like I just keep hearing horror stories and they just keep getting more awesome. So I don't know. I tell my son, I'm like, I think you're supposed to become like a douche soon. And he's like, it's not going to happen. I'm like, I think it's supposed to. Like, you're supposed to slam doors and call me names and like not come out of your room. He's like, Mom. And then he comes and sits next to me on the couch and watches Instagram reels and political clips.
18.
18.
Wow.
Okay, and the
Enjoy the
girl
meantime.
child is just fantastic. Like she's constantly like sitting down and educating me on her world and pop culture. And it's the cutest thing. And teaching her to drive, I feared for my life, actually. This is a good luck, Dave. Like, wow, it's actually quite terrifying. And we did drive right over a sidewalk at one point the other day. But when we were doing that and I feared for everyone's life in the car, I thought, like, this is a deathbed moment. Like, teaching your kid to drive
is.
Whoa.
And by the way, take a lot of. I have some of the funniest videos that we have on my phone saved forever are those when I was like, oh, I'll be fine. I'll be calm. I was the worst parent to drive with. Well, break in the passenger seat. It's so bad. And one of them, my oldest, is the worst driver in the history of drivers. And so I just have to, and she's 23, I just have to like let go and let God. I will say this, like I do think the mother-son thing is different than the mother-daughter. Like there's a different vibe. And of course, maybe father-daughter versus father-son, I don't know. But my son's always been so easy and so kind. And but it's bigger than just gender. It's definitely who they are innately. But can I not be as lame? Thank you, Jillian, for going personal. I was trying to go more worldly. I am convinced that this year I'm going to finally take better care of my health, Dr. Drew, because I've taken it for granted for a long time and really, really let it go. And mental health as well. But
after 50, you got to get on it.
And I'm well after 50. I just have taken it for granted for a lot of things, personally right now with family members where it's scary and I need to do it for not just for myself, but for everybody else. And then my final goal, though, optimism, that when I do a full squat in front of Jillian Michaels, I'm actually going to do it the right way and she's not going to mock me. Like, literally, I'm optimistic that I can do a good squat that Jillian would be proud of.
No butt wink, Mama. No butt wink. That's so important. Yeah, none of that. I know. Okay.
Sage, I'll jump on that challenge with you because I'm not great at squats. I got tight hips. We're working on it.
Don't tell me you have a butt wink. I don't believe it.
No, I don't even know what a butt wink is, at least in this context. So maybe let's move on.
Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Oh, we're gonna have to work. You're gonna get like a serious back injury if you have a butt wink.
I literally don't know what that is. I'm just saying I'm not great at squats, but I don't know what a butt wink is, honestly.
Oh, just wait.
Okay, well, you know what? We'll sidebar that for a private session together. Okay. What trend do you think is already peaking? Touché.
All right, we should move quick on these. I think big pants are over. The kids are wearing the big pants now. My guy Joey in the other room over there, he's always wearing these big pants. I think the day of the big pants, it's out. Regular pants are back.
Sage.
I think this crap, all this TikTok, it's like already peaked. Stay away from me. Just please, no more.
Okay. I'm going to go with weight loss drugs. I think people are starting to see how they accelerate aging and starting to freak people out. Like after a few years of this trend, it's like, oh, they're so thin and now they look 25 years older. I think it's giving people pause. Could be wrong. Probably end up moving to microdosing, which I would argue, is going to be better from everything that I've seen anecdotally. Okay. What issue do you think is going to dominate headlines by this time next year?
I'll do it quick. If my prediction from the earlier one was right and Republicans are winning the midterms, I think you're going to see a psychotic uprising by the left like you've never seen before, because they're so thrilled that they think they're going to crush this time. And if it goes the other way, as most people are predicting, not in the direction that we would all want, I think we'll all kind of be freaking out, because it will signal that, the Trump thing that has loomed so large over the universe for the last decade is on its way out, and none of us will know what comes after it.
I think the EU is going to fall apart in some way. I think it's time for that. A good one. I don't know in what way, I don't know what's going to happen, but I listen to French radio in the morning and something's brewing. It's not good.
Before Dave started, I was going to say, like, the name Jasmine Crockett keeps coming to mind. And
Me too. I was going to say that too.
Really?
Oh, dear.
So funny, yeah.
I think I promised that I wouldn't bring up her name for a month, and I think I failed. But my point is, she's not going away. AOC reposted the most recent poll that she was leading as far as potential presidential candidates for 2028, 2 points ahead of JD Vance, and she posted some obnoxious thing. So, like, these crazy, psychotic women on the left are not going anywhere. And I think that we need to pay very close attention on the right.
Yeah, and how about not give them a boost by acting like lunatics? That's
Yeah.
How about that? Geez. I think AI. I continue to be amazed on a daily basis. It's staggering. I just think I think where this goes and how quickly this is evolving is mind blowing. From we mentioned once before, like top songs on the charts. Like, are you gonna have fake influence? Like, they're talking to me about a fitness app where they're like, Jillian, listen, you're 50. Like, you don't have to do this anymore. We could do in every territory of the world. You can create your own trainer. You could have a Korean guy, a Korean girl. We could have in every language. You could create anyway. I think that's going to continue to be insane. All right, and my last one here, team. What's one thing that you think is going to matter more than people expect?
Can I start by saying I'm coming off of planning and executing a large wedding in 4.5 months. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding, because I think it's going to reverberate in that wedding world where, from the flowers to the dress to the ring and the obsession. I mean, it broke the internet the day they got engaged. Because I was like, what the hell is happening and who cares? Like, I really don't. So many people do, and it's going to be insane around their wedding, and then every bride has to do exactly. I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying I think it's going to be such a talking point.
I was going to say something around like fertility. I don't know if it's going to be that we hit some sort of nadir in that, or that it becomes a trend to have kids. Something's going to move on the fertility front. It may have to bottom. That might be the thing that matters to us, or it might be that we start trending it up before that happens.
I mean, unfortunately, I'm going to go very black pill here, but I mean, I think radical Islam is on the march, and I think it's going to be escalated severely in a very kinetic way throughout the world over the next year. I think we're starting to see that, obviously, with Australia and a couple other things, and it seems to be that's the next layer of the kind of evil that we're all going to have to confront.
Yeah, I've beat this dead horse into the ground. I think radical, period. People, I think that's going to play a very big role. Like, oh, don't worry about it. But what happens is, one thing I'm going to say about this, I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you see the clip of, oh my God, I'm going to butcher his name. I think it's Charnath. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Chamath Palihapitiya on All In.
I'm an idiot. I just recently learned about this guy. I'm embarrassed to tell you. I was watching him talk about the ways in which the radical elements on each side are being elevated by these accounts out of like India, Pakistan, Russia. But then what ends up happening is the New York Times picks it up and goes, look at this, huge movement of madness over here on the right. And I wonder if it's a similar effect on the left, but I think this is going to play a much bigger role than people think. And I really, really, really hope I'm wrong.
Drew, for
Team, will
brevity's
you
sake,
forgive me? I am so sorry. I need to back out of our Christmas special right now because Trish Regan is supposed to break down.
Before you go.
You're leaving us for Trish Regan. Here,
me.
Drew, this is what we're going to do. Drew, here's what we're going to do. You are going to do one thing out of your segment. We're dropping my segment. I will then read the ad, and then the three of us will say goodbye, and Jillian can go. So one last thing here, Drew, quick.
Hang on. I'm texting them to tell her I'll be right there. Okay, go.
From each of you, best or worst internet moment for the year?
Like personal or
however you want to take that.
Oh, well, my best internet moment unquestionably was on an absolutely horrible day, which was the day after Charlie died. And I went on Piers on that ridiculous panel nonsense. And I busted out the receipts to my old boss, Cenk Uygur, about the amount of times he had called Charlie Hitler and Trump a Nazi and all of those things. And
well, you know what, Cenk, I'll ask you a question directly, actually. Do you think Charlie wanted to be martyred? Do you think Charlie wanted to be martyred? Do you think Charlie wanted to be killed? Yes or no?
Of course not. What kind of asinine question is that?
You don't? You don't? Because that's pretty interesting. Because here's a video of you, Cenk, talking when Charlie was at a breakfast.
For these guys, and they don't deserve it. But I do also want to point out, as they're in the middle of crying now, although Charlie was smiling ear to ear throughout the entire video, thinking, yes, I'm now the victim, and I'll get to claim that my rights have been abridged.
Did you catch the beginning of that, Cenk? Listen, we'll do it again.
No, I didn't, and that's totally out of. No, we're not going to do it again. Totally out of context. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
No. Listen, brother.
Are you trying to get?
That was my best moment by far, and my worst moment was probably some other time I was on Piers.
All right, we can leave it at that. That way we can get.
I bought 15 minutes, by the way, guys. I got 15 minutes. I'm good.
All right, so we can finish properly.
They got me 15 minutes. Okay, they're like, we got you.
Drew, what about you?
Okay.
I have so many bad moments. I guess I can't even. It's hard for me to remember my good moments. Let me try to think about that more. I had some good moments. I guess it's when I reflect back on the COVID era, and I've been calling forward some of the videos from that. From that time. And I was on television taking people on as they were bringing on closures and school closures and lockdowns. And I kept saying, why are you doing this? Who advised you to do it? And so we're bringing those out back in the open has sort of been, I'm proud of that. So that was my good moment.
Thank you.
What was your worst moment?
Yeah.
Moment. I'll think about it. Somebody else answer that. I have so many bad moments on your night.
Is this a personal worst moment or just like the worst moment? Just out of curiosity. Is it like personal / the worst? Very different. I think the
combination.
It's whatever you want.
What do you got?
I think the coolest for me selfishly, personally, was it was right after they started in the White House press briefing room about bringing in the podcasters. And I was the third one to go and ask Caroline Levitt a question. As you know, that special seat there, if you're standing where she is off to the right. And it was super cool and an honor, especially so early in that process. And also nerve-wracking. I have asked so many of the top athletes in the world, including a former president, to questions and live TV. I was so scared for that, but it was such an honor. And it was just a very full circle moment. Like, what am I doing here? The former sportscaster and all that. It was just an honor. And I'm very grateful for that moment with Caroline Levitt and her team at the White House. And this one's a negative based on the story. I'm very uncomfortable doing the direct-to-camera reactions that I know are popular and probably smart business-wise, et cetera. I'm terrible at them. I just suck. And when the day Charlie died, it was like day 2 of my honeymoon. And I just, like everybody else, was in shock. And I sat in front of my phone and just talked and posted it And what I found is just when we show our humanity in different moments in particular, people need to hear that and they need to see us do that. I'm not saying for every single time, for every single thing. So it was a terrible moment that I learned something from, which is what we talked about earlier about not giving a crap. Like just put it out there. When you show the human side, I think we can inadvertently sometimes help others by just putting it out there. So people took it and replayed it, and it wasn't my intent. I just felt like, oh my God, I had the honor of knowing him, not to the level you did, Dave, but enough. And he affected my life, and so did his wife. And I thought, just be honest. And it was like a lesson. Charlie never held back. Charlie never, minced words based on how somebody might perceive it. Like there were a lot of lessons there for that. So that was a viral, yeah.
I love that answer. I think worst internet moment, and I can't even believe it was an internet moment, is when we lost Charlie. Unquestionably I actually have not watched it. I will not watch it. I obviously know all about it. I think the best internet moment, to provide a little bit of perspective and juxtaposition, was that fruit vendor, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, disarming the terrorists shooting Jews. I think I cried for 20 minutes watching that guy. And I was so touched because it's like, it goes against, I don't know. I just thought like, wow, what a radical act of heroism. I think he got shot in the process.
Twice, yeah.
That was the moment that I'm like, all right, come on, Jill. Little bit of perspective here, dude. Like there's really good people, really like exceptionally good people in the world and exceptionally awful people, and seeing that juxtaposition put it in perspective for me. Personally, I'd say no disrespect to anybody on this panel, but I would say my favorite internet moment would have had to be finally doing Rogan. I'm like a creepy little Roganite. I love him. So that was exciting. Worst moment, you would have to go to Piers. I think.
Worst one. How about the CNN thing? You have a couple there, Jillian.
You know what the thing with the CNN is that I am not sorry. I am not sorry. And the only thing that bothers me is that Abby Phillip is too much of a wuss to actually finish this conversation, despite suggesting that she'd be willing to have it. This is a conversation that needs to be had. And, I've often said, like, the more you demonize all white people for all the evils in the world, the more they're going to turn to, again, the alt-right, the people that I think need no name. This is a conversation we have to have. The thing with Piers is that you just sit there and no good comes of it. And like one guy, I'd say the worst moment is when, I actually don't even remember his name. It was Riley Gaines and I, and two guys, and the guys just sat there and called us like bigots and racists, and one told me I purchased my daughter and she's a house slave.
I don't think I need any litigation from a woman who tried to downplay slavery, who tried to all lives matter slavery after she purchased a black child. That's what I would argue. I don't think you need to as far as litigate anything.
Would you like to discuss it? Okay. Because the reality of the situation is that what I gave you, whether you like it or not, is a fact from the 1860 census.
And I thought, why am I doing, nothing good today? Zero, except for my kid one day to probably see this and be horrified. And yet, I'll say again, they continue to amaze me. Both of my kids are like, fuck that guy. And she just laughs. She's like, who's the one that does the laundry around here? I'm like, okay. So I'd have to say, Piers, you are the winner yet again on that one.
And lastly, one person you want to thank for 2025. I'll start with Dave. Thank you for pulling actual friends together. It's been a privilege and a pleasure.
Well, thank you guys. I mean, we've already said it here, but this has just been an absolute joy, and all of our friendships, which were real, although varying degrees for each of us beforehand, have obviously all been strengthened. And you guys, I lost a couple people in our world this year. And but I got you guys, so it's a trade I will gladly take.
I want to thank my parents. They are my everything, and they've literally picked me up off the ground too many times to count over the last couple of years, personally and professionally. And they to have them there on my wedding day, my special day when that was, scary at times that they might not be there. I just thank my parents for putting up with me and seeing me through to this next chapter of life. So super sappy, Mom and Dad.
I love it. D?
I mean, it's obviously David. Like, he's taking care of those little humans while I get to do these silly things in here all day long, and then I get to walk out there, and they're usually in a great mood, and then I just get the benefits of all of that. So that one's very easy for me. Jillian,
I think I would have to say, every single person that has approached me on the street this year, I'm so thankful. They give me that, like, I'm with you. I get it. I see it. And you're like, okay, I'm going to keep going. And I'm so grateful for them. I'm so grateful for every single one that comes up and says hello. And you have no idea how much I think all of us appreciate that. It means so, 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 so much.
I'm going to pile on that. I could say that about each of you, but Jill, I'm going to pile on you for a second, which is that you have the qualities that I want to put into that octagon. You know what I mean? I'm glad I'm sorry it's you, but I'm glad it's you. You've got the necessary requisites. And I'm sorry.
Ditto across the board.
Thanking you. That's
You're
why.
so right, Drew. And I think that's, Jillian, that's one of the things people underestimated you, which is crazy based on everything else you've already accomplished in your career. But it's one thing with the physical stuff and to motivate people. And I mean, I used to cuss you out doing your DVDs and like my ass looked so good back then. I mean, people underestimated this part and this part, like this, and how smart and well-read you are. I tell people all the time, like, what's Jillian? Like, she's freaking brilliant. That's what she is. And that's what people don't like, is because you're successful and you're brilliant and you're hot and you're all of it. Like, it's just...
I love this room. This is the best room ever. I thank you too, Dave, for putting this together.
Well, how about we end with this? I'm going to end with a little bit of a challenge to my three good friends over there, which is that the challenge for all four of us, and for everyone watching this, is that for as crazy as all the politics got this last year, for as wacky as some of the news and depressing as some of it was, and all of that stuff, and that's all legit, how about we make it a little more incumbent on the four of us and everyone watching to make 2026 the year of normalcy and decency. And let's see if we can push that a little bit, because it actually is attractive and it is real and it is important. And it might be two of the things that'll bring us back to something that we all love. And don't forget, guys, 2026 is America's 250th anniversary. It's our 250th birthday.
Right,
so maybe we roll in with a little patriotism, a little normalcy, a little decency, and maybe we can just save the whole freaking thing.
Hell yeah.
Be nice 100%. On X, on Twitter, I have to be nice there. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not there, but other places, just
somewhere else.
Here, mostly.
Got it.